Hello once more. Yeah, about the trouble I seem to have with my capture software. Well, it appears to be something with my new PC, so, well, I suppose it won't really matter to you. But long story short, I have things figured out now. Let's go to mission control and, well, yeah, we'll soon start chapter 2, by the way. Let's just see what's up here.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updated. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey.
Okay. The Scout console. I have occasionally,
Listen,
well, gone there and at least checked it out. I have received some Scout reward in the past. I don't know how it works
The
now
Blade
with the
Scout console.
Miiverse shutdown.
when the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one Blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other Blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell Blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
So, Armory Alley.
Hey.
Well, the main... Wow. You know, tell you what, this isn't rocket science. Basically, I don't expect I will do a lot of things in here on camera. Maybe if I shop for something really specific and want to show you that, but when it comes to investing money in the different manufacturers and the like, I plan to do that off camera. So that is done over in this booth, and then when you go over on that side, that's where you buy the things you just unlocked. Well, let's see what they have to say about this. Yeah, one more step.
So this
To the
street's what
cutscene.
we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for Skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the door. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
And in other news, in Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age, I just defeated Hellworm for the first time in a stand-up fight. I then went and tried, what's his name? The big other white thing? Right, Yasmat. Yasmat. You know, pronounce it just any way you like. I discovered that I was pretty much strong enough for it, but that fight just takes too much time. Not gonna happen.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Okay, I have successfully taken a few steps around town, and I got 500 monies for it. And that little armor symbol, by the way, under the rewards heading, it signifies experience points, so I got 20 experience points with this. Actually, sounds kind of fair. Oh yeah. Press A to get out of that screen. Sure. Alright, sounds good. Oh, I actually leveled up. Huh. Oh, there you go. So we now head back to the barn to start chapter 2. Oh, and...
Really?
Geek out of the max. I know. Still think they're pretty cool. Ooh. Them shins though. Oh, huh. Rain, let's get in out of the rain, shall we?
Hey.
Yeah, I think those ladies are going to get a little wet inside their shirts, let's say. Well, I guess they can't all be coded to just run for the closest indoor area. Although I think they kind of did that in the Witcher games, to be honest. Well, anyway, chapter 2. Here we go.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment.
What in the hell are we waiting for?
As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
No, I haven't tried refuse before. Oh, okay. Well, hey, let's just look at this review. Okay, yeah, this has some. I stumble over the words a lot here. What I mean to say is, there's something here in the walkthrough about refusing here. It says refusing a couple times can be quite amusing and gives a couple more different decisions, but eventually you have to either say yes or stay in a loop of him glaring at you. Okay, so I'll just pick refuse once, see what happens, and then accept.
Ms. Koo, how much do you know about life pods?
Life pods? You mean like from the white whale?
Yes, those life pods. Like the one Elma, a blade, rescued our friend here from. Emphasis on the word rescued. Because if you aren't released, you just sit there frozen in stasis. Forever.
So did you have an engineering question about life pods? Or is this all part of the guilt trip?
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, what'll it be, friend?
Okay, so basically Nagi feels that since Super Blade Elma rescued us, we owe it to the Blade organization to join up with them regardless of our own personal feelings. Well, either way, the story is that we do indeed, well, I mean, in the course of the story, it is assumed that we join with Blade anyway, so we kind of have to. So, we are now Blades.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern within the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a Blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Wilma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Yeah, install the hell out of that probe. And that gives us 10,000 monies, 50 experience points, and a couple of probes. So this is actually a very big part of the game. That is well, not exactly installing the probes, but connecting them and organizing your probes for either different side quest requirements or monetary rewards. As you can say, we quickly get well, big numbers of money. The thing is, things are expensive in this game, so things also have a very big price tag. But that is for me to deal with. You just go along for the ride.
Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Okay. Let's see. Well, that would actually be inaccurate because we were at the West Gate. So I'll go with this option. I don't remember what I picked the last time, but that's what I'm going with.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Irina's team is one of our best.
How does he know Irina and Gwyn?
We ran into them just before we met up with you. They were on their way out to an assignment.
Well, then that settles it. It must have been them, right? Man, forget this amateur hour probe baloney. Those guys are where the action's at.
I'll try not to take that personally. But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
Yeah, so here's a funny thing they did with the Wii U gamepad. Yeah, you know, the interface is really quite pretty, but I don't know how to, well, capture it, basically, get it on video. If you want to see it, I'm sure there are screenshots available. So, well, yeah, I'll just gloss over that and keep on going. Let's see, we can speak to you. Why should we speak to you?
Hi! Oh, let's see.
Okay, well, hints on how to use the game map. Fair enough. Talon Rock. Well, you know, you really should keep this point in mind here, that the Talon Rock Mountain is swarming with dangerous indigents. I think they are level 50, 70 something. Yeah, we're not going there anytime soon. However, when we get to fly later in the game, we can go up there and at least uncover the landmark. Which will be fun, I'm sure. Oh, novice traveler. Yay. I am Guy on a mission. And the sun is setting, which I think means we should get a shift change in the local fauna. Eastgate Plain. Oh, hello. Stuff just happened on the minimap. Ah, yeah, that big light spire over there, or light beam, I guess. That signifies our mission, well, nav point, shall we say. I wonder, can we take on those things? Yeah. Well, I think they'll attack us if we approach them, actually. Okay, so we are going to have a little fight here. I've been saying actually quite a lot these past few minutes. Let's... Okay, you know what? I'll just shut up and play the game. There you go. Good plan.
What the hell happened here? You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius?
Unless
Unless... what?
this is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Sinicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical Simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we find one Simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Sinicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it. Bingo. There was a Sinicula tyrant sighted not too long ago. But it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or who knows what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep, and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid.
Yeah, this is another anime thing that I don't really approve of. It's just randomly call things, I mean, tyrant, I mean, a tyrant is a very specific word, right? Well, I mean, you know what it means. And I just don't see any way that it applies to this situation. but whatever. Well, instead of having the in-game me inquire about it, I'll just explain it to you. It's basically an overpowered version of a normal, of a normal monster. So this is a Sinicula with higher stats, being significantly harder to beat than a Sinicula of of the same level with normal stats. Hey, let's just go smack it on the face then. See if we survive.
Whoa, whoa, whoa there, rookie. We're talking about a tyrant here. Do you even understand what that means?
We should probably explain.
Oh,
Tyrant
and they'll
is our
explain
term
it
for
either
any
way.
indigenous life form that falls outside of our usual threat ranking system. In other words, they're too powerful for us to even measure how dangerous they would be to take on.
And too powerful doesn't always just mean physically strong. If a creature has even a single especially nasty trait, it's classified as a tyrant.
Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't really matter what we do here. I think I've picked both past. I'll try Unite this time.
Well, alright. I'm game if you are. Count me in, Elma. Let's do this. If we're gonna settle here on this planet, we're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. We can't just keep running forever, you know? Besides, I'd never forgive myself if someone else ended up getting hurt because we just left it here.
All right, let's do it. But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory. As long as we buy enough time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
Okay, well, I think this is going to be a fairly long fight, and seeing as it's already been 28 minutes, I will call it an episode, and starting off the next one, we deal with that big old Sinicula. Fun times. See you then.